ऐसा नहीं चलेगा जी। और ताकत के साथ और उत्साह के साथ हम जीतने वाले हैं। जीतने वाले जैसे घोषणा लगाना है, दोनों हाथ ऊपर करके मेरे साथ, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, वंदे वंदे। I have two questions to all of you before I begin. Do you want me to speak in Hindi or English? English? Do you want a translation or will you understand what I am speaking? A translation is required? Sure? Okay, thank you. केरला के यूथ जैसा हालत हो गया उनका, अनएम्प्लॉयड हो गया। थैंक यू सो मच सर। साथियों, I have traveled to Kerala during elections many times now. I have also been to Kerala many times when our Karyakartas have been brutally assaulted, tortured and even killed to pay respects to the families. I have also taken part during Lok Sabha elections, Vidhan Sabha elections to campaign for our candidates. But I have never seen the kind of positivity, the kind of welcome, the kind of yearning for change that I am seeing in Kerala this time in my travels. It is extremely clear that this time something is different. Yesterday in Calicut, I was meeting a couple of my journalist friends from Karnataka, from Bangalore, and one from Delhi who had come to cover Kerala's elections. I was asking them, what change do they see in these elections? And mind you, they are not friends of the BJP. All these journalists I spoke to. But when I asked them what is it that they see today, what is the change, they said, all these days BJP was ignored. It was not taken seriously. But this time across the state, BJP is a factor that cannot be ignored. BJP is a growing force. This is something that journalists who are not supporters of the BJP, who are not sympathetic to BJP, even they are now agreeing to this fact. The reasons for this is very simple. I represent Bengaluru in the parliament. I am the MP for Bangalore. In my own constituency, there must be at least 2 lakh people from Kerala who are either studying or are working in Bangalore. If I ask all of you to raise hands of how many of people in your family or your known circle are in Bangalore, at least 50% of this audience will raise hands saying somebody that you know, somebody in your family, somebody is in your extended circle is in Bangalore doing some work. If I ask how many in the audience have young people from their family in Gulf, in Europe, outside of India, in Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, 90% of the audience will raise the hands. This is the unfortunate reality of Kerala today. Young people are forced to go out of Kerala for better education and better employment. This did not happen in 5 years. This is the result of 50, 60 years of alternating misgovernance of UDF and LDF. Alternating misrule. And the competition between UDF and LDF was not on who will contribute more to Kerala's development. Competition between UDF, LDF was who will be more corrupt, who will loot the state more. Competition was between who will destroy our temples and culture more. This was unfortunate for the last 40, 50 years. This is the unfortunate reality of Kerala's politics. I can tell you, this time, people of Kerala, and at least in a significant number of seats, people have decided that enough is enough. Enough of this alternation between UDF and LDF. This time we want an alternate, and the only alternative is the BJP and NDA. I am sure that this is going to happen in this. There are 3-4 issues I want to highlight to you. Just 3-4 issues, the central message that as Karyakartas, as the enlightened people of this constituency, we should take to the public. 1. Do you know which is the most important source of revenue for Kerala state government? Lottery and liquor. Imagine a state like Kerala, which has everything in terms of quality human resource. In my class, and in fact even in my office team in Bangalore, there are at least 2-3 Malayali speakers from Kerala who are very closely working with me. They are the most hardworking people, the most talented people, very sincere about what they want to do. Despite this wealth of human resource, if Kerala's government is depending on lottery and liquor as the main source of the state's revenue, imagine the kind of misgovernance that they have delivered in the last 70 years. Should we not change this? Whose responsibility is this? It is the responsibility of every single Bharatiya Janata Party Karyakarta to put an end to this kind of a debt-ridden finance of the state government and bring real development, real good governance, so that tomorrow Kerala is not dependent on liquor and lottery, but will be dependent on revenue that comes from modern industry, from manufacturing, new age technologies, new manufacturing jobs that are going to give thousands and thousands of young people in Kerala employment and jobs. That is the way forward for Kerala. That is the responsibility that as BJP Karyakartas we should bring to the state. Second, this question has always bothered me. If you ask a communist, the communist always draws inspiration from abroad. Either it is Marx or it is Mao. They have no local heroes. And if there's a young communist, he will draw inspiration from Che Guevara. For the communist, Narayana Guru, Swami Vivekananda, Adi Shankaracharya, they are not source of inspiration. Inspiration always comes from abroad. Mao, Che Guevara, Stalin, all of these people. All of these communist ideologues have always declared that they do not believe in God. They are declared atheists. They say that religion is the opium of the masses. This is a statement of the communists. I am always wondering, why does a communist government which does not believe in God, which considers religion to be opium of the masses, why should such a political party-led government control our temples? If you do not believe in God, if you do not have faith in religion, stay away from our temples is the message that we should give them. That is the message that BJP and our Karyakartas must give them. It just does not make logic, does not make sense. Which is why BJP in our manifesto we have given a clear indication. In our manifesto we have told those who have faith in the God, those who respect this religion, those who have faith in this culture, respect this culture, such people will be given charge of running our temples. Today, nobody is safe in Kerala. In God's own country, even God is not safe. If you look at the kind of corruption scandals that have happened all over the country, you will find corruption that has happened in almost every aspect, in defense, telecommunications, land, real estate, police admission. In all of these aspects, we have seen corruption. But even the most corrupt governments have not gone down to the level of stealing from temples and gods. This unique distinction, this unique achievement of stealing even temple gold, this achievement is only one government in the whole country, the LDF government in Kerala. That is the level of shamelessness to which they have dropped. This is not the case of just Sabarimala. This is the case of almost all major temples in Kerala. Yesterday when I was in Kozhikode and the whole Malabar area, our Karyakartas were telling me that there are so many old temples that are lying in a wasted state. If we do not bring in change, if we do not bring in a government that will respect these temples, then how will this culture survive? Political power for the Bharatiya Janata Party is not just to make one person an MLA or another person a CM or a PM. Political power for the Bharatiya Janata Party is a means for cultural strengthening of Bharat. We have shown this when we have removed Article 370. We have shown this when we have built the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. This is the commitment of the Bharatiya Janata Party for the cultural restoration of this country. Friends, the communists in Kerala are no different from the UDF. They are the two sides of the same corrupt coin. Both of them are the same. When it comes to three things, they all unite in the same manner. We have seen this together. The first thing that is common, where they both are united, is in their love for corruption. They want to outdo each other. If for 5 years they have done X% of corruption, UDF wants to compete and do 2X of the corruption. This is the first. Second, communalism. They keep constantly blaming the BJP that BJP is communal. But today, there is a competition between UDF and LDF in Kerala on who is the more surrendered party to the Islamic radical units in Kerala. Yesterday, in the 3 constituencies I visited, both UDF and LDF candidates are not selected by their own party, but the candidates are selected by Jamaat-e-Islami. This is the reality. There is only one political party in Kerala today which decides its own candidates. It is the Bharatiya Janata Party. Both LDF and UDF, their candidates are decided by Jamaat-e-Islami. This is the difference. We are the only party here standing against religious fundamentalism. And yet, we are accused of being communal on the wrong grounds. Every time elections are nearing, UDF and LDF raise bogies of fear, false narratives. They lie every day to people that BJP is going to bring in a law that is going to harm you. BJP is going to come to take your churches. BJP is going to come to do this. If you all remember, before 2014, all over the country, the Congress and communists created this whole hysteria that if Narendra Modi becomes Prime Minister, the minorities in India will be wiped out, minorities will be in trouble. But in the last 12 years, the per capita income of not just the Hindus in the country, but every single Indian, including the minorities, has increased 2 times because of Narendra Modi's inclusive government. This is the kind of politics the BJP does. Yet the LDF and UDF continuously lie about BJP. My request to all of you is, we need to go to people and tell them that this is the reality. That is the responsibility of all of us. The third thing on which they are all common is their hatred for the BJP. The first, corruption. Second is communalism. The third thing that both of them common is their hatred for BJP. We have seen in multiple elections, when voting is coming near and they know that BJP is going to win, in many seats, LDF and UDF do cross-voting. Because they know that their number one enemy is BJP. First they want to defeat BJP. Then they will fight amongst themselves for their share. We have to understand this political reality. In Manjeshwaram, we have lost with 89 seats. Once we lost with less than 500 seats. Nemom, we have lost with small seats. There are at least 10-15 seats like this, which we have lost with very small votes. Last time I had come to campaign for E. Sridharanji in Palakkad. There also in the last minute they did cross-voting and defeated him. That means nobody is with us. We are nobody's B team. LDF and UTF have this match fixing. We must realize that we are all by ourselves. The only God that we must seek refuge in is Janata Janardhan. That's all. The only Ashirwad that we must seek is from the people. The LDF and the UDF, they are not going to come to the BJP in any way. In no way they are going to come to support us. Which means we have to double our efforts. If we have gone to one house 2 times, we should go this time 4 times to the same house. If we have not made our outreach to the Christian community in a more effective manner, we should go down and double down on our efforts. This is the only way BJP can ensure victory in these seats today. For all those who are saying that the BJP is the B team of the LDF, and for those who say that the UDF is the B team of the BJP, I want to say very clearly, we are nobody's B team. We are Kerala's original A team, the only original A team, the only original alternative team that is available in Kerala. Friends, imagine you go to a restaurant. Imagine you go to a restaurant and that restaurant has only 2 items on the menu. And both these items are really bad, not tasty. For how long will that restaurant continue? For almost 60-70 years, Kerala's political menu has always had only 2 items. And both these dishes, the LDF and UDF, they are past their time. They have become stale. It is time to discard it and allow for a true alternative to emerge. It baffles me how in today's day and age, people still vote for the LDF. They are an endangered species. the communists are an endangered species. They are on the last leg before they become truly extinct. What Kerala wants today is not the failed Cuban communist model of governance, but what it needs is Narendra Modi's proven development model that is unique to India and unique to Bharat. That is what we want, and only the BJP can provide this kind of an alternative. My request to all of you is, we have in K. Ajimon a strong candidate. He has grassroots experience. He is a committed Karyakarta. We need to rally behind him today. A vote for BJP is a vote against corruption. A vote for BJP is a vote to stop this migration of Kerala's economy. A vote for BJP is a vote to begin finally a development chapter in Kerala where industries come back, investments come, new factories begin, young people start getting jobs. A vote for BJP is a vote to change the average youths of Kerala's dream. What is the average Kerala youth's dream today? To finish high school and for college go to a city outside of Kerala. After getting that degree, his dream is to go outside and settle. We have to change this dream. The dream should be to get well educated in Kerala. The dream must be to begin companies in Kerala. Companies that are capable of transforming not just India, not to make for just India, but for the world. This kind of a dream is what we should let the young Keralites aspire for, and that is the vote for BJP. A vote for BJP is a vote to protect our temples. A vote for BJP is to not just make a Vikasita Keralam, but also build a Surakshita Keralam. That is what we must do. I thank you all once again for being a very patient gathering. The work is now about to begin. We have less than a week left for the polls. Please remember that the UDF and LDF at the last minute will cross vote, will forget their differences because they want to defeat the BJP. But this time around, even if they will cross vote, we must make sure that the Bharatiya Janata Party will have the largest number of voters. We have to go to their homes, not once, but multiple times. Sit with them, convince them, show them that the only alternative, the only option for a bright future for Kerala is the NDA and the Bharatiya Janata Party. I once again thank you, and I am very confident that on the 4th of March, K. Ajimon will be elected by your blessings as the ML